It is Monday, September the 7th. It is Labor Day, and I have been laboring around here. So it is week 16 of the garden tour. Last night I made 6 jars of sauce. I filled a dehydrator for sun-dried tomatoes. Gotta make salsa and hot sauce tonight. And I made a big sheet pan of eggplant parmesan and a thing of baba ganoush for the freezer. So it's been a busy weekend. Labor Day is right. I hope you enjoy it. I am exhausted. I need to go and make hot sauce. I like the view from my front porch. The morning glories, you can see, have taken over everything here. There's my water bottle. I was looking for that. I did take down the hollyhocks today. So I actually put them, mind my messy porch we've been planting. So those are all my hollyhock seeds that I'm gonna save. I'm not sorting them out through colors because I don't really care. Everything dropped a lot of seeds there, so I'm sure I'll get hollyhocks of every color. There are other plants in there and I need to save them for next spring because I'm just gonna let this happen. My peppers are doing good. I've picked a couple. They're really hot. I have my first, where are you? Scotch bonnet. Ooh. That's orange and gorgeous, and then obviously a bunch of other peppers. So I'm gonna make hot sauce. I got a bunch of canned fruit because my fruit trees didn't do enough, and onions, chives. My carrots are looking lovely. My dill is dried out and gone to seed, but with these cauliflowers, I saw something the other day which I was looking forward to. Oh yeah. Do you see? Ah, there's a giant spider in there. But also a pretty cauliflower. You keep the bugs away, okay, bud? Done. The scarlet runner beans and the cabbages are both looking awesome. The Kentucky pole beans I'm insanely impressed with. They're little and cute and sweet. There's one right there. They look like the ones that you just buy out of a freezer bag, but I grew them. And pretty cabbage. Potatoes are dying. They might have to come out soon. I hope it wasn't the bugs that killed them. The peppers, I need to pick because I'm gonna make salsa tonight. But like, those are pimentos. That was a jerk chicken. It saw it turn red and just pecked it right where it was turning red. Sometimes they're douches. This one's just starting to get flowers and peppers on it. So there'll be more there. And that one, I trimmed down the oregano because it was blocking the light out on it. So hopefully it can do better now. I think it's mostly ornamental anyway. I wanted to show you this. This is 10 pounds of beans that I am creating for 13 raspberry bushes, which you have no way of knowing, but is actually a goal of mine to try and barter some things, which is awesome. This nastiness here is actually my worm bin. They're red wigglers. And I just put like my kitchen scraps in there, and then that spoon stays there permanently because it smells. But that is gold, so it's gonna go into here to water my berries that I just got. Amber's whippersnippering. So I made my raspberry bed. This is where the yellow zucchini, the other one, died a miserable death. It's actually over there with the weeds. Yep, gone. But hopefully the raspberries will like it better. There's peat moss under here, and then I watered it with my worm casting compost, tea. I think my seed saving experiment went a little bit too well, and that's what happened here. Because I'm gonna think that dried thing dropped all of its seeds right underneath it. And now you can see like all of it's growing here. So maybe I'll transplant some. There's some beets. Turnips are along that side. They're just coming up. The cauliflower I finally grabbed out of here, but it was too wormy to eat. Damn, flowers are so pretty. This is 2 tomatoes and a plum tree that they've taken over. That's 2 tomatoes. They're Juliet tomatoes, and they are like, they're great to harvest and like dehydrate. Hopefully they taste good, but they're perfect. So it's nice to just go through and snip them. I wonder if asparagus still tastes good in the fall. I bet it does. Yeah, look, there it comes too. Maybe it's just because it's getting cooler. I wonder if I can do a fall picking. I gotta Google that. I think it's called rust is the problem with my apple tree, but it's alive. Maybe one day I'll get fruit from it. This lemongrass smells amazing, and I want to try and make some, I think, body lotion with it. The black-eyed Susies are adorable. The echinacea is dying. This guy, there's a bee on it right now. Can you see? Gorgeous. That one I probably should have staked because it just went and did that. I think I might have smoked it with the lawnmower. The lavender actually has a flower on it that's never happened before. Cool. And that one doesn't, but maybe. The yuccas I put in there, I didn't think they'd actually root, but I'll figure that out. The basil's all going to seed. I'm probably just gonna let that happen here. The Rose of Sharon would be pretty if I didn't put morning glories down here. I was not thinking. Are you just grass? Or are you ornamental grass? You're pretty. Not as pretty as this beefy sunflower though. So pretty. You can hear my chickens. Well, maybe you can hear my chickens. It's egg laying time. They don't get let out of there until they do that, so I don't have to try and find them. But we picked the beans. That is all my beans. And I've been pickling them. They've actually done pretty well. I've frozen more than I can eat now, and so we're trying to pickle. I'm gonna have to come in and do something about the kales. They're going wild, but right now I'm dealing with this eggplants. I came out to pick some, and you can see I'm leaving on some of the smaller ones, if you can see it in there. Yeah, there you go. And this is what I've harvested today. I'm gonna make baba ganoush. It should be good. And maybe come down here and do something about the kale. And the tomatoes, of course, as always. They're getting there. I've made so much salsa and sauce, and I'm thinking maybe hot sauce next. That'll be good. That escalated quickly. So we have a pretty, I believe it's a striped German, and it doesn't, like, that's kind of as ripe as it gets. And then my green zebras up the side, those ones are like volunteers from last year that I let go. There's a fly on it. Thanks, guy. And then the grandma tomatoes that I picked green only because it's gonna rain tomorrow, and they crack very easily, as you can tell. And then the Romas are down there, and I have another giant LCBO bag of Romas at the house, so that's probably my plan for the rainy day. I've never had a whole lot of luck with zucchinis. Everyone always says, like, oh, we have so many zucchinis. My zucchini's just like me, but the other ones have been doing really good this year. I've gotten like maybe 5 giant zucchinis, and maybe I just like zucchini more than other people because I can go through that. I'm gonna come and pick these. I was just running my tomatoes back up to the house, but I gotta pick some of these cucumbers. I think I'll do that right now if I put the phone down. I might get pickles after all, because the rest of them, ugh. But the pumpkins and the squash seem to be doing okay. They really want to take over the yard. The butternut squash are looking good. That plant is not looking happy right now, but I think most of the fruit on it is actually ripened anyway. I got more straw delivered. This is hay. It looks like clean hay, so hopefully the grass doesn't pop up through it. But this is pretty much how I'm gonna make this bed. I'm gonna leave this hay here until everything dies off in the fall. And then I move it as mulch to my other beds that need it after everything has been depleted. But then I can take like 1 bale of hay and spread it over top of where all the grass is dead underneath. And I'll have a much bigger bed here next year. Tomatoes. My horseradish lived. I'm gonna let it take over this whole fence. I love horseradish. Speaking of beds that need to be mulched, I can't even step in there. I'm gonna break something off of something. But those sweet potato squash are gorgeous. My asparagus has berries. They're red. I didn't know that happens. So thank you for joining me on the garden tour. I almost forgot to do this.